Greetings. My name is Paul Barenschmidt. I am the Director of Development Marketing here at the Tri-State Bird Rescue and Research in Newark, Delaware. It is Friday, July 28th, I'm sorry, Friday, July. This is the Frink Center for Wildlife. We're going to go on a tour. These are our flight cages. There are different size cages for different size birds, different species, different cages. We have another one on the other side of this mulberry tree. Now we'll go inside. Okay, we are inside now. This is our raptor room, and I'm going to turn the narration over to Kristen.
Hi everyone. So this is the room where we keep our raptor patients when they're inside. So they're still on medications or they're on cage rest for some reason, like they have a fracture or something that keeps them from being outside yet. So I'm going to show you a couple of the setups that we have for our different raptor patients. So here's an example of one for a larger raptor. So we have these nice large perches for them to perch on. They have a nice rope texture to them, so that's good for their feet. We have a water bowl, and the nice thing about these cages, there's a couple things. They are really great at reducing stress because they can be kept really dark and quiet. So we close these doors here. They have a little bit of light coming through the back, but it keeps them very nice and quiet, which is really helpful because they're very stressed when they're in our care. And then when we are caring for them, we have these little dividers that we can put in so that we're not risking ourselves or risking our patients whenever we're cleaning and feeding them. So say the bird is on this side with their water bowl, we can put this in. This would be closed, obviously. And then we can clean and feed this side, put the food on this side, do all the cleaning that needs to happen, close this. And then we didn't have to touch or be involved with this patient at all. We can open this up, they'll switch sides, and then we can go back and do the other side. So that's one of the great things that we have in here are these cages, and we can set it up for a multitude of different patients. So this is for just, an adult raptor. Here's one for a baby raptor. We've got a big nest, lots of bark pieces, and a big mirror. We'd also put a lot of greenery in there to kind of make them feel like they're in a nest. And then here's an example of a screech owl enclosure. They like having a little hide box somewhere for them to hide, and they like lots of overhanging greenery, and they like to perch up there. And that makes them more comfortable, and it'll help their rehabilitation go faster.
Thank you.
Good. And this is our nursery. So this is where we spend a lot of time over the summer. So we have a lot of baby songbirds that come in and need our care to help raise them until they're self-sufficient. So they come into these 3 rooms. There's a couple different options for them depending on how old they are. We have incubators for birds that are still in the nest. We have these screen cages or baskets for a next step, and then we have larger screen cages in this room. So depending on the stage in their development, if they're self-feeding or they're still hand-feeding, they get moved around depending on where they're at in their development. And so at any point during the summer, all of these enclosures can be filled, and it gets really, really busy in here. And these patients are being hand-fed by us either anywhere from every half an hour to every 2 hours. So it's difficult to manage sometimes, but it requires a lot of teamwork, and these birds really need it to be able to function in the wild by themselves in the next couple of weeks. And this is our surgical room. So we are very lucky to have a full-time staff veterinarian, and we have relief veterinarians that come in to do surgical procedures, other kinds of exams, things like that. So this is our surgery room. So this is a surgery table with our anesthesia set up. We have radiographs in-house, so we can easily take x-rays of birds to make sure that they don't have any orthopedic issues or any internal issues. We also have an oxygen chamber for patients that have severe head trauma or have respiratory trauma, for them to kind of heal a little bit before we move them on to their next enclosure. And this space, we can also use this space for exams, so intake exams when patients come in and we need to check to see what's going on with them. We can also use that space for this.
Thank you. And thank you for allowing us to submit this video. Thank you for your consideration. Take care.